Hello everyone, welcome to Big Because I Can with Ridhhaan. Today I'd like to invite a towering figure in public services, Mr. Rajen Habib Khwaja, a distinguished IAS officer of the 1976 Andhra Pradesh cadre. Mr. Khwaja's illustrious career spans over 4 decades of nation building and visionary leadership, from serving as the Secretary to the Government of India in the Ministry of Tourism and Mines, steering companies from loss to profit as Chairman and Managing Director. His legacy resembles integrity, resilience, and transformative impact. Mr. Khwaja has held pivotal roles like the Collector of Khammam, the Commissioner of Hyderabad, and the Director General of the Administrative Staff College of India. Always championing about inclusive development and, most importantly, environmental stewardship. He is a scholar of history in both St. Stephen's College and Aligarh Muslim University. He has represented India at international climate forums and has even co-authored a book titled Change Management. His new book for aspiring IAS officers is soon going to be published. Today he joins us as a leader, a generous mentor, ready to share his insights with all of us. Sir, it is an honor to be here with you, sir. Thank you so much for coming to my podcast. You promptly agreed to join me, and it means the world to me. Thank you so much, sir. I'd just like to take your blessings.
Jeet raho.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Uncle, I want to start from the start. So when I was researching about you, I got to know about your lineage, from your father to great-great-grandfather. And they have played a very pivotal role in every aspect, being a freedom fighter, being a philosopher, a lawyer, an educationist, and even being a member of the parliament. I am so excited to know about them from you, as well as your childhood.
Thank you very much, Ridhhaan. It's a pleasure for me to have such an adorable person interacting with me. And I find you also very inspiring because you have, by the grace of God, authored so many books. And I wish you all the very best in all your endeavors, always.
Thank you so much.
The most important thing is you must maintain balance.
Yes.
And you must maintain equanimity.
Yes.
And you must maintain what we call in our country sanskar. What you are learning from your parents, your grandparents, that is my central message to you.
Yeah.
As far as my background is concerned, birth is something which is always an accident. So we can't claim, to belong to a family where God has been kind. But yes, the family to which I belong, I am from Aligarh in Uttar Pradesh.
Yes.
It's an old family, and I can trace my family origins back to 1764 without a break. And one of my great-great-great-grandfathers, his name was Khwaja Abdul Qadir. He fought along with the Jats of Aligarh in 1802 and 1803 against Lord Lake's forces. Lord Lake was then the Governor General of India. So we have a legacy of over 200 years of freedom fighting against the British. And then my grandfather, about whom you mentioned in your little research, late Mr. Abdul Majid Khwaja.
Yes.
He was a freedom fighter apart from being a lawyer, and he was also an educationist. He is one of the 6 original signatories to the charter of the Jama Millia Islamia University, along with Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi or Gandhiji. So he sacrificed everything for education and the nation. He was jailed also. And he was 4 years senior to Pandit Nehru in England. He had his education in Christ College, Cambridge, which was a big thing in those days. He was there from 1906 to 1910.
Okay.
So, and the philosopher you mentioned is my late father, who passed away just around 5 years ago. He was a member of parliament representing Aligarh in the Lok Sabha from 1957 to 1962. He was the MP from Aligarh and he was from the Congress party. In those days, Congress was the main party.
Okay.
And he is also an author of about 8 books. And he and my mother, they gave us our foundational values of trying to be good human beings and, using one's God-given abilities to the best of one's, capabilities and efforts. But one important thing I would like to share with you, I've been very privileged in the sense that when I was your age, in fact much younger, right from the age of about 6 years I can recall.
Okay.
I have seen some of the most famous freedom fighters of this country in my grandmother's. My grandfather passed away in 1962 when I was 8 years old.
Okay.
So I've seen in my grandfather's house, and then because my father used to interact with them, I don't know whether you have heard the names, but I must mention, apart from Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, whom I have met many times as a child, because the relationship between him and my late grandfather was very close. They were together in the freedom movement.
Yeah.
But apart from Pandit Nehru, I have had the privilege of interacting with people like Raja Mahendra Pratap.
Okay.
Raja Mahendra Pratap was the first president of a government which was declared in 1920s in Kabul, Afghanistan. He was a great freedom fighter. So the British were chasing them. So they escaped to Afghanistan, he and a few others. And they set up an interim government. If I remember correctly, it's probably 1920-21, around that time. So I have met him many times. Then another very famous person is Pandit Sundarlal.
Okay.
Pandit Sundarlal's name is not known to many people because he was again a Pakka Gandhian because he never went for publicity.
Okay.
Bishambarnath Pandey Saab, Subhadra Joshi ji. So these are people who left a deep impact on me when I was growing up. And we were very lucky to, in fact more than lucky, privileged to be exposed to such great souls. They were great, not just human beings, but they were great souls. And I wish there were some people like that around to inspire your parents' generation and you, because you are like a grandchild to me. So, well, that's a very brief background. You talked about the family, so that's where I come from.
Okay, a family of legends. That's amazing. So, how were you in academics during that time?
I was never a brilliant student, but I wasn't bad either. I had my schooling in Aligarh, in a school called Our Lady of Fatma.
Okay.
It was originally a convent. Then when the higher secondary system came, it became a higher secondary school, Lady of Fatma Higher Secondary School. And after that, I was again very lucky. I got good marks, so I could get admission in St. Stephen's College in the University of Delhi. Now, St. Stephen's College itself is a legendary place because it was established in 1881 by what's called the Cambridge Brotherhood.
Okay.
And it was modeled on the lines of Oxford University and Cambridge University.
Wow.
And it was, I was lucky to get admission in the residence, which normally people call hostel or boarding, but Stephanians call it residence because that's the British term. And we had brilliant teachers. And just to give you some idea, one of the great freedom fighters was the founder of St. Stephen's. He was an Englishman who became a Gandhian. His name is Charles Frears Andrews.
Charles Frears Andrews.
C.F. Andrews, yes. So he the founder, one of the main founders here. So I did my history honors, and I graduated. I got second position in the college in history, and I think ninth position overall in the University of Delhi.
Wow.
But those days the numbers were very small. If I remember correctly, our batch, which is 1974,
Okay.
we had about 630 students in all in the entire university who had that particular combination. Because you had combination of subjects. I had history,
Yes.
political science, and English. So that combination, there were about 630 students. After that, I went back to my native place, which is Aligarh, and I enrolled for masters, again in history. And that's the time I had a very unusual experience.
Yeah.
The unusual experience being that Stephanians, as we call ourselves, were the most sought after people in the job market.
Okay.
So if you are interested in the private sector, the best job was in the Tata Administrative Service. TAS, TAS. It's still there, Tata Administrative Service. And the second best, third best jobs were other private sectors, mainly the Birla Group in those days, Thapar Group, these were the big industrialists. Bharatram, Charatram, Shriram Group.
Okay.
So I was wondering what I should do as a career.
Yes.
Then some people said, why don't you think of the civil service?
Okay.
And I said, I don't want to be a babu. And I don't want to write files and push files.
Yes.
Because like you, I was writing from the age, I started writing at the age of 10. Not at the age of 6, but at the age of 10. And I had published articles in the Times of India group. There used to be a magazine called News Time.
Okay.
When I was 17 years old. So you are 11 years ahead of me at the age of 6. So I was interested in journalism.
Okay.
But my parents told me, you do what you want to do, but whatever you do, you should do it sincerely, try to do it well.
Of course.
And why are you in a hurry? You have just completed your graduation. Take some more time, think about it. So I said, fine. So I joined my MA History. Then I had a very important conversation with an Indian civil service officer. You see, prior to independence, it was called ICS, Indian Civil Service.
Okay.
And the examinations were held in London. And any Indian who wanted to join the Indian Civil Service, he had to travel to London to write the exam.
Okay.
Which was not easy, only very few people could do that.
Yes.
So this gentleman, he was from the last batch of the ICS, which is 1946.
Alright.
Because 47 the country got partition and we got independence and there was no recruitment. First batch of IAS is 1948 and the last batch of ICS is 1946. So in a conversation with him, his son and I were classmates in St. Stephen's.
Okay.
He was very keen that I should, he used to tell me, Rajan, you are a very bright boy and why don't you think of the civil service? Look at me, I'm an ICS officer. And I used to tell him, uncle, it doesn't attract me. But then one particular conversation I had, it changed my perspective. What he told me is, his name was Mr. Qureshi. Very, very wonderful human being. He was Secretary to Government of India in those days in food and agriculture. So he told me, look, tell me your options.
Yeah.
So I said, academia, teaching.
Okay.
Journalism, writing.
Yes.
And then doing a job. He said, okay, first two I don't pass any comments.
Yes.
Talk about the job. What sort of a job?
Okay.
So I said, well, a job which carries a good pay packet and which has some stability of tenure. And I should find it stimulating and challenging and creative.
Yes.
So he said, all this is in the IAS. The only thing is pay packet is not good. The pay packet of the IAS, even now, if you look at the corresponding levels in the private sector, is very low.
Okay.
And at that time also it was low. Then I said, but sir, I will be basically, doing very cut and dry things. He said, no, you said you're fond of writing. I said, yes. You're fond of academia. I said, yes. He said, you'll have a lot of opportunities. You'll have to analyze issues. You'll be presenting policy papers to the government. So you consider that. And then he said, if you join a private sector, what will you be doing at the end of the day? Selling soap, selling toothpaste, promoting steel and iron industry, plastics and all. But here, you'll be shaping the destiny of the nation.
Okay.
So that appealed to me. So in January 75, I decided that I am going to attempt the IAS exam. It's conducted by the Union Public Service Commission, UPSC for short. So I still remember 1st January 1975, I started my preparation. Now, just to give you an idea how tough the exam is, this year, about 8,70,000 people have written the preliminary exam. Out of that, 15,000 who are the best will write the main examination.
Yes.
After that, about 2,700 who are the best in that will then be called for the personality test, which is the interview. Eventually, in the open category, 90 people will make it to the IAS.
Oh my God.
So you start with 8.7 lakhs and end up with 90. In our time, the examination pattern was different. There was no preliminary. There was one exam and then there was the personality test.
Okay.
So the year I wrote it in 75, which is 50 years now, exactly half a century, there were about 35,000 people.
Okay.
And finally, out of that, 140 were selected in the IAS. And at that time, the reservations were only for scheduled tribes and scheduled castes. So that is about 78% seats were purely on competition and merit. The others were in the what we call the reserved category.
Okay.
So I was very lucky. I was studying for my MA.
Yes.
And I wrote the exam and I got selected in the first attempt. So when I joined the IAS, I was only 22 years and 3 months old. So that makes me amongst the youngest people to ever join the service. And I was never unemployed for a day because here I wrote my MA exams and there I joined the academy. So I think that's a big privilege. I'll stop there. Don't want to bore you.
Wow, that is interesting about your story. From so young, meeting so many inspiring people, going to such a privileged college, and then did your masters at Aligarh Muslim University.
That's right.
And then you told us about how does the step work for the IAS exam. It was so interesting. So if children like me, if they wish to be an IAS officer, what habits, what skills should they include in their daily lives?
They should look at you as an inspiration because you have touchwood all the good points. First of all, one must be clear why one wants to do something. Like in my case, the clarity came over a period of time. When I wrote the exam, I thought I'll write it only once.
Yeah.
I'm not going to write it 2 times, 3 times. Because I thought that if I make it, well and good. If I do not, I thought I'll look at Tata Administrative Service as the option.
Okay.
The Tata Administrative Service at that time used to pay 3 times more salary than the IAS. I don't know what the scales are now, but at that time. And it was very prestigious. Other than the IAS, it was the most prestigious private sector opportunity.
Okay.
So my thought process got refined by meeting people, my parents, my teachers, my peer group, my elders and others. And finally, since I was lucky, I don't know what I would have done had I not succeeded.
Yeah.
But now that you've asked the question, first thing is, if you aspire to be an IAS officer or any of your young friends, it should be for the right reasons.
Yes.
Now, I'm very sorry to say this, and I'm a very plain speaking person. I've never minced words. I've always been forthright.
Yes.
Today, the culture of the service is very different from what it was 50 years ago, exactly half a century when I wrote the exam.
Okay.
At that time, if you told somebody that you are an IS officer, you need not say anything more. It was taken for granted that you were hardworking, intelligent, and above all had a value system which was better than the other services, and therefore you stood out as the premier civil service in the country. So today that's not the case. Secondly, in our times the opportunities were limited. Getting into tasks was no easy job. It was as difficult as the IAS because so many people used to aspire. Now, because of the complete change in the technology, the era in which we are now living, now you should look at things like OpenAI, you should look at robotics, you should look at cellular and molecular biology, you should look at space, you should look at nuclear medicine. Now, these are all possible careers for bright people. So the choice is very different. So, to sum up, what are your inner, creative, instinctive, intuitive urgings, thinking? To quote you on your book, Once Upon in My Mind, you've written that from the age of 4 or 5 you had these stories, and you were lucky to be blessed with such wonderful parents and your grandparents, and so they motivated you, inspired you, guided you, so you were able to actually pen the dreams down and convert the dreams into concrete action. So if somebody today wants to join the service, it should not be for the wrong reasons. What are the wrong reasons? Power, prestige, a feeling of superiority over other services.
Yes.
And above all, corruption, not to make money illegally. Because the salaries are very, very, even now, compared to the power that we exercise, they are nothing. So, second thing is, once you decide that yes, this is a good opportunity, I would like to do something, then you should be mentally very, very tough. Because today you will have to work in a political environment where the civil services are not given the proper position that they deserve. The civil servants are also somewhat responsible because they don't stand up, they don't take a principled stand. So they are dominated by the political bosses. So if you are not emotionally a very strong person, your psyche can get scared badly. Rather scarred. That's the proper pronunciation. Not scared, but scarred. So if you are an emotional type, very sensitive person, civil service is not for you. You means your peer group, and you included. Third thing is that for the preparation, you have to be very organized. So their discipline, time management, and the ability to keep abreast with the trends, because every year there's a change in the trend of the papers. The UPSC keeps modifying. And hard work, of course, is there, but hard work doesn't mean how many hours you put. Hard work means how focused you are when you are studying. So a combination of these.
That's I agree with you, because these things will really help us in IS. I also believe that one more thing that can help us is leadership. Because if we have a leadership quality, understanding the other person, understanding what do they wish, what do they want, these things can really help you. And that comes to my next question. What is leadership according to you?
It's the most cliché terms. Everybody thinks he or she is a leader. And I have always said that I have never believed in talking much. I've always believed in my work doing the talking. So like in your case, your dreams getting converted into books, So that's the talking. Otherwise, it would have remained in the realm of, just thoughts or dreams. So leadership, you have to lead by example.
Yeah.
That's it. So if you, for example, you tell your colleagues that you should come on time, you should not waste your time, you should work hard, you should not indulge in loose talk during your working hours, you should not leave work unattended, you must have empathy for the people who interact with you, you must try to solve their problems. But you yourself are the reverse or the opposite.
Yeah.
You come late, you are indisciplined, you are haughty, arrogant and proud.
Yeah.
You look down upon people. You don't forget empathy, you don't even have sympathy. So that's not a good leader.
That is not a good leader, of
It
course.
has to be, a person has to lead by a personal example.
Yes.
As far as qualities are concerned, with AI, with all these things which I haven't used so far, Grok and ChatGPT and whatnot.
Notebook
I
AI.
believe people just type in their mobile phones and in 2-3 seconds,
it gives all the answers.
You will get 50 qualities of a good leader.
That's true. I mean, with the upcoming AI right now and everything, there's so many AI types right now. And I've also heard in the news, we also introduced this in our school as well, that sometimes AI can truly backfire you. It can use personal information. It has a mind of its own. Because it can use the personal information that you type in, and it can blackmail you, can threaten you. Like one case, I think it happened a month ago, if I'm not wrong. So sometimes it can be very dangerous. However, if used for the correct things, the correct manner, if you wish to understand something properly, and you're not able to get any other resources, then the last option can be AI, which still is not preferable. So, coming back to leadership, what habits do you think that children what habits do you think children can inculcate in themselves to grow as a leader?
See, my grandchildren who live on the third floor here. So I tell them the same things. There is no ready formula. There is no one-size-fits-all answer. In the observations I made earlier, I have already, hinted at. The first thing is that you must be balanced, disciplined, and what in a loose way we say, good sanskar.
Yes.
Now, the origin of the term sanskar and the way it should be correctly understood means, in the theory of karma and rebirth, as you know, the theory is that what you sow, so shall you reap.
So shall you reap.
This is from the Bible. But then all thought systems are common. The fountainhead of entire human race is common. We are from the same source. We go back to the same source. So if your parents are trying to inculcate good habits, then if you follow the advice and the advice of elders, if the parents, God forbid, and I'm aware of cases where they give bad advice, wrong advice, I can tell you what advice should not be given by parents to children. That is an easier way. First and foremost, an example I always give of Indian parenting is that, I've been a grandparent for about 13 years now, touch wood, by God's grace, is that parents teach their children, and I'll speak in my mother tongue, which is Hindustani. बेटा अगर तुम बाहर खड़े हो और कोई तुम्हें आके गाली दे और तुम्हें धक्का दे, तो तुम उसको 2 गालियां दो और इतनी जोर का धक्का दो कि वो गिर जाए.
Yeah, that's true.
So this is not an exaggeration. This is not a product of my fertile imagination. I've actually seen this happen.
Yeah, that is true.
And as an elderly person, taking advantage of my white hair, when I have tried to tell people who are in the age group of, let's say, 30s, 40s,
Yeah.
whose children are between, let's say, 10 to 18 years age group,
Yes.
those people have told me, who are you to interfere? Is he your son or my son?
Yeah.
We don't want free advice. So that is what is spoiling society. That is what is eroding the value system. If your parents are not doing proper parenting, in many cases, parents try to do proper parenting, the children rebel, they don't listen.
Yeah.
So, if any child wants to grow up in a healthy, balanced manner, then he or she has to listen to the good advice. And the karma and the sanskar comes like this, that it is said that if you do bad karam, in the next janam you will go down in the ladder.
That is true.
And if you do good karam, you may go up.
Yeah.
And ultimately you should aim for moksha, so that you are free from the cycle of rebirth and rebirth. So that's a very, to me personally, that's a very philosophically strong, and it appeals to me, this very rational way of looking at things. So parenting and giving respect to parents, you touched my feet at the beginning. Why? It's a token, it's a symbol, it's a sign of respect. But supposing it is you touched somebody's feet and you pretended to be what you are not, that is, touching the feet is a symbol. But you have no respect for that person inside you. So that is called hypocrisy.
Okay.
And in a worldly sense, it is called tact.
What is it called?
Tact, T-A-C-T, tact, tactfulness.
Okay.
Diplomacy. You know, for example, supposing you want to impress somebody, so you go and say lovey-dovey things. Sir, I respect you so much, and this and that. And actually you don't, because you are doing
just
all
keep
that.
that mask on your face.
Yes, you have some work with that person.
Yeah.
And after one or two, meetings, when you think that person is now looking at you favorably, you have endeared yourself to him or her, then you tell the real thing, and that's a very wrong thing. You like going to a teacher and saying, please give me 2 marks more than, Sandeep, otherwise he'll stand first in class. I want to be first in class, and for that I'll do anything. So you see, these are the values which corrode society, and that's why, unfortunately, as an elderly person, naturally I'm not at all happy when I look around myself. And that's why I was very happy when I met you and your parents, that you are all having good values, and you are, having good sanskar by God's grace. That's what I would say.
Thank you so much. It really means a lot. My mother says the same thing, that you should never be fake. Be yourself and you'll always be successful. If you try to be fake, be an actor, just place a mask on your face and act as somebody else, you will never achieve anything. But if you're natural, if you act normal, the way you are, then you will truly succeed in life.
I think I couldn't put it better than your mother.
Well, she and my father gives a lot of knowledge to me. They give me a lot of life lessons.
Very good.
And the part which you're talking about philosophy, my father also said that in life you must achieve things. In life there are some goals that you must achieve. You must get experience, and that's why you have rebirth. So if 5 things are accomplished in one birth, then you have to complete the other 2 in another one. I think that was something that my father told me.
Well, let me compliment your father also, because he has put very pithily, in very simple language, a very complex philosophy.
Yeah. So, Uncle, what skills do you think you believe are the most important for civil service?
For entering the civil service or working in the civil service?
I think both.
Entering, I've already told you.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's a continuation of the same value system. You should not allow your values to be corroded or eroded over a period of time. So when we start at the field level. The first posting will be as a subdivisional magistrate, and then you keep going up with the passage of time. And then at the end, if you are in a state like we are in Maharashtra, so the highest post here is Chief Secretary to the government of Maharashtra. That's there in all the 28 states of our union. If you are working in Government of India, the highest post is Secretary to the Government of India. I had the privilege of serving in 3 different ministries. In the Ministry of Environment, Forests and Climate Change, I was Special Secretary for some time. Then for 2 years, 3 months, I was Secretary in the Ministry of Tourism. And finally, I was Secretary in the Ministry of Mines. So then you retire, like I am retired now. For 11 years, I've been retired. So in this journey, there will be, currently I would say, it would be more challenging than what it was for people like us who joined half a century ago. Because everything has changed, and I already told you about the politicization and all these things.
About
corruption,
corruption. Now people really...
Yes, you see, I supposing I were a civil servant today, I suppose my efforts would be to see that institutions with which that particular assignment is associated. For example, you are collector and district magistrate, or you are commissioner of the municipal corporation of the town, or you are secretary to the government. So these are institutions. These are chairs, like I am sitting in this very comfortable sofa chair, and so are you. But when I get up from this chair, that post is no longer there. Then I will go and occupy another post. I'll sit in another chair. Now, I should not damage the institutions. That, I think, is the biggest challenge today. But I'm sorry to say that's not happening, because the value systems are corroded. And I feel very sorry for my grandchildren's generation. That I don't know how they will cope up with this. Only thing, the best thing I can say is, all those children who are lucky to have good parenting like you have, don't give up on it. Otherwise, like your dad said, or says rather, that how will you keep on wiping the slate clean from reducing from 10 to 5 to 2 and then getting moksha? That will never get cleaned up. So till it doesn't get cleaned up, you keep coming back to the planet. So that's what I would say is the biggest challenge, and that is the biggest test, and that is the biggest requirement of time, that we do not become party to destruction, dismantling, of institutions, because we are there for only some time. Nobody works in the same post for 20 years, 30 years.
I like to highlight on what you said. Civil servant, and earlier as well you said public servant. So what is the difference between a public servant or a civil servant or civil service?
There's only a technical difference. You see, public servant and MLA is also a public servant. It's a legal definition. There are many acts of the government. For example, Prevention of Corruption Act, there is one section 5. So in that, members of the Legislative Assembly or members of Parliament. So unless you are a MLA or MP, you cannot become a minister. So virtually starting with the Prime Minister and ending with the MLA or MP of a state or center, you are a public servant. Because you get the money that is paid from public funds. Civil servant means you are part of the governmental machinery. An MLA and MP is not part of the government machinery. Once he loses the election, he's out.
That's true.
But the civil service is permanent. So either you resign or you die, or for some reason you are removed from service. If these 3 things don't happen, you will enter and you will retire. And your salary is from the Consolidated Fund of India. And the civil service means military service is there. So civil service means service which is under the control of the civilian administration, which means, like in India, the army Air Force, Navy, they are under the civilian administration. They are under the defense minister, like
Yes.
that. So this is the basic difference.
But why do people say servant? I'm asking this because I've often seen movies or people on the road, they shout, you are a public servant, you have to do what I say. But it's not like that. They are here for our safety, for our benefit, so that we can live a safe and peaceful life. So why do they use that term, servant?
Yes, I'll clarify, and I'm glad you asked such a nice question. It's a very, very insightful question. You see, as I told you, once you join the government, who do you serve? You serve the government.
Yes.
Now, what is the government? The government of the day. For example, till 2014 in our country, the Congress party was in the central government. From 2014, the BJP and its allies are in the government. So, when I'm serving, I'm not serving the Congress or the BJP or some other party or Shiv Sena. I'm serving the government. So who am I a servant of? Of the government.
Of the government.
Hence the term government servant. Similarly, the MLA, MP, etc. who are there, they are serving the public.
Okay.
And I'm serving the government.
Yeah.
Ultimately, everybody is serving the public. But this is the distinction. They are not civil servants. They are public servants. They are serving the public.
Achha.
Now, the example you gave of, people shouting, you are a public servant, you are my servant.
Yeah.
No civil servant is a servant of anybody, starting with the President of India or the Prime Minister. Because then you hire a domestic servant. If you hire a personal staff, that person you can tell, you are my servant. But no minister or prime minister can tell a government officer, you are my servant.
Yeah.
He is not paying the salary. The salary is paid by the government.
Okay.
In fact, that elected politician happens to be heading that chair or that post for some time.
Yeah.
And that person should actually be very modest. And he should realize that I am here for 5 years.
Okay.
And if I lose the election after 5 years, I'll not be there.
Yeah, you know.
But this gentleman, who is a civil servant, will be there till he dies in service or resigns or retires.
Okay.
So, the problem in India is, and here I'll share with you a statement of a very famous American philosopher or thinker. I don't remember his name, but you may have heard the quotation. Every country gets the government it deserves.
Every country gets the government it deserves. Can you share the meaning behind this?
So I would like to expand on it, and that will answer many of the questions you may be having. See, first of all, statements like these, what are called quotable quotations, quotable quotes, they try to convey deep meaning very concisely, precisely, and clearly. So in governmental forms, there have been monarchies, kingships, there have been oligarchies, like a small group of people having the power. There have been dictatorships of different types, including army dictatorship. Like kings are also dictators.
Yeah.
Or the army overthrows the civil administration, takes over the administration, so somebody becomes a dictator. Whereas in civil administration, if a country decides to be a democracy like we are, then you have periodicity of elections. You elect a government for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. For example, in countries like Australia, the tenure of the government is only 3 years.
Okay.
In United States, it's 4 years. And in India, it's 5 years. Right. So generally, it won't exceed 5 years.
Yeah.
So for that period, that government is in power. Now, if it is a democracy, and it is based on what is called universal adult franchise, which means one person, one vote.
Yeah.
So theoretically, a very poor man who's a beggar, he will also have one vote.
Yeah.
And the richest and most powerful person in that country, he will also have 1 vote.
No, equal.
He can't say, okay, I am rich, so I have 10 votes, and you are poor, so you have 1 vote.
Yeah.
So then you elect.
Equal. Yeah.
Now, nobody is forcing you to elect.
Yeah.
There's a choice. You can choose A, you can choose B, C.
Yeah.
Then comes a very crucial point. It should be a fair election.
Yes.
If it is a rigged election, if it is an unfair election, if it is a manipulated election,
yes,
then of course the government of the day does not reflect the will of the people. So when it is said every country gets the government it deserves, it means in a democracy, it will apply only to democracies.
Yes.
It won't apply to dictatorship. You voted for these people.
Yeah.
Now why are you complaining? Didn't you know what sort of people they are? Why didn't you check out their bona fides, their record, their track record? And if you knew, why are you complaining?
Yeah.
So I'll give you a personal example of mine. When I was commissioner of Hyderabad Municipal Corporation, that was in 1991, long time back.
Yeah. Yeah.
People used to come and complain to me, Saab, हमारे घर के बाजू, this is Dakhani, Hyderabadi language, हमारे घर के बाजू कचरे कुंडी को साफ नहीं करते लोग, गंदा है, बदबू आ रही, बीमारी फैलती. So I used to feel very apologetic. Acha, immediately I used to tell the concerned people, make a note, make sure that the garbage is regularly cleaned and lifted, it is sanitized and all.
Okay.
Then I used to go for my inspections.
Yes.
To see what's happening. So I realized within a few days that this particular complaint about garbage not being lifted, while being factually correct, 100% factually correct,
yes,
but it was also having a major negative feature. And what was that? Supposing this is the garbage bin, I used to see many times the bin is not overflowing, it's in fact half full when you go close to it. But around it, people are just coming and dumping.
Yeah.
So they are not supposed to dump around the bin. They are supposed to put it in the bin.
Exactly. Yeah.
They are not doing it. So then I used to tell people, देखिए, अगर हमारी सैनिटाइजेशन की टीम्स, हमारी पब्लिक हेल्थ की टीम्स गार्बेज लिफ्ट ना करें और वो उसमें सड़ता रहे, you have every right to complain. But tell me, आप जब गार्बेज बिन के अंदर ही नहीं डाल रहे, उसके चारों तरफ, in Urdu there's a word atraf, around it, उसके अतराफ डाल रहे, so how are you blaming us? And secondly, I said, people are using it like a public toilet. People go and defecate there near the garbage. So I said, who's responsible for this? So then I used to tell people, do one thing, form mohalla committees.
Yeah.
Enforce, like you look at this community, for example, you are living in a gated community.
Yes.
But this is not a good example of a well-maintained gated community.
Okay.
And I don't think all the residents, are on the same wavelength, and everybody is equally disciplined and equally conscious of. So the elected body, which is here, which is called the Residential Welfare Association, that is a reflection of the people who are electing the office bearers. So in that sense, every country get the government it deserves means if we are not disciplined, if we are not clean, if we are not on the right path, we'll get same type of bosses. I hope it's clear to you.
No, I understand now. I got it. Oh, that was interesting. I mean, the way you gave the explanation. So I want to come back to IAS officer. So can you share one memorable moment you had as an IAS officer?
Oh, if you ask me to share 100 moments also, it will be difficult to decide. In a long journey, there are hundreds and hundreds of moments. But, significant moments are those where you have that glow of satisfaction that you've done your best and you can see the good results. So those are many moments. For example, it could be I've handled law and order situations.
Okay.
I've been in situations where I was under attack from violent mobs.
Ooh.
And I had to almost open firing to save my life and the life of my colleagues with me. I've had experiences where I faced very, very serious floods.
Yeah.
And we could rescue people from getting drowned, and we could give them good, rehabilitation and long-term, both short-term and long-term.
Yeah.
I've had experiences where I've dealt with the highest dignitaries in the country, including prime ministers, presidents, governors. And I've had some very, very memorable moments with the late Rajiv Gandhi sahab when he was our prime minister, because when I was collector of Khammam, he came there, and I had very good interaction with him. And at the end of the day, he actually patted me on the shoulder and said, "Young man, you're doing very well." So I couldn't get a higher compliment than the prime minister patting me on the back.
Wow.
So moments like that. And then, of course, I've had very, very powerful moments when I've sat behind the national flag in international conferences and led the delegation as the representative of the government of India. So when you sit, you are Mr. India at that point of time. Or if you are a lady, then you are Miss India. So, those sort of feelings or emotions, they can't be prioritized as to which is the most memorable. Probably you'll have to categorize in 4 or 5 different with politicians in foreign countries. I have met topmost sports persons of the country. I've met topmost actors, and I've seen some of them very closely, interacted with them. And then, of course, there have been very bad moments, which also are equally important, because bad moments teach you more than good moments. So there have been times when I've been found fault with, when I thought I was not at fault.
Okay.
And then I had to face the music, so to say, and draw lessons. Important thing is one should learn lessons and not repeat the mistakes.
Yeah.
And the second thing I can say is you must always maintain your personal self-respect.
Yes.
Now, if you don't respect yourself, it's very difficult to expect others to respect you.
Yeah.
And if you want respect, you have to first respect others. So it works both ways. So I would say my most memorable moments have been those, to sum up for you, where I thought I did my duty to the best of my abilities, and the best was really good. And I got good results. I could personally, or I could get good results for the organization I was serving, or at some points of time for the government. Could be the state government of Andhra Pradesh, or the government of India. So all those moments are memorable.
Of course. And you mentioned so many of them. I mean, those moments will never be you'll never forget.
Yes, that's true.
So you, at one point, you had mentioned about facing some hard times, about sometimes when you're at fault, or rejection, anger happens, and how did you overcome that, and what do you advise the younger youth?
See, as I said, you must be objective.
Yeah.
If you are at fault, I have followed some mantras. Firstly, if I am at fault, I will always acknowledge my mistake and accept my fault. That is something which will hold you in good stead. So once you say sorry to somebody and you say, "I'm sorry, I made an error of judgment, I made a mistake, or I did something wrong," then that person automatically softens up, unless he or she is of what I call, within quotes, devilish mentality. So if they have a devilish mentality, they will act like the devil. That's why I say devilish mentality.
Yeah.
But if they are human, they'll say, "Okay, it's all right, we all make mistakes." So first thing is acknowledge, accept your mistake.
Yes.
Unless you do that, you will not, otherwise you may repeat it. So I followed that mantra. That's one. The second is, if it is something where false allegations are being made against you, then you should fight it legally. So I faced many occasions when false allegations were made against me saying that I'm very corrupt and I'm making money. So I fought it.
Yeah.
Sometimes the accusations were made against me, I'm a very communal person.
Yeah.
And I'm harming the majority community being a Muslim. So I fought it. I never gave in. I said, prove it. And because it was false, it had no foundations, it could not be proven.
Of course.
And in one particular case, a minister issued a strong public statement against me. So I went and met the chief minister of the state and I told him that this is unacceptable to me. Your minister has made these allegations. He must give a newspaper statement apologizing and saying what he has said is wrong. Otherwise, I'm going to the High Court and I'll file a personal case. And the chief minister called that minister and scolded him.
Wow.
Said, why did you make such allegations against Mr. Khwaja? So he didn't apologize, but he gave a clarification which was enough for me.
Yeah.
He didn't say, I'm sorry, but he said, no, this is the classical statement. All people who misquote, they actually say something, but then they say, I've been misquoted.
Yeah.
No, I didn't mean that. This is not what I said. What I meant is this. So I was happy with that. And it came on the front page of Indian Express. This is in the year 1994.
Yeah.
But every tough experience, every negative experience will teach you more than a good. Because when you do well, like for example, if your book is a hit, so everybody will compliment you. Arey bhai, kya acha, arey well done.
Yeah.
But supposing a book which you think, it's like a movie, a film flopping. All great producers, directors, actors, they've had big flops. They thought this is their best movie and it has flopped.
Yeah.
And people have been ruined, financially ruined. People have committed suicides also.
Yeah.
So the real toughness or the real mettle of a person only comes out in adversity. And as and when you get the book Change Management, there is a chapter in it. It's titled Learning from Adversities, the Test of True Leadership. So in that chapter, when you read, you will find I have mentioned about 2 very, very adverse experiences I had as Chairman and Managing Director of Singareni Collieries Company Limited, and how I overcame those problems. And then one more quality which is missing in people in my generation, it's nothing to do with you or the younger generation, is humility. People are arrogant.
Yes.
They never admit their mistake. Like its best example is like when your dad is driving and you are in the car, or your mom is driving and you are in the car, and somebody comes and hits your car, and that person is not 100%, he is 1000% at fault.
Yeah.
But he will still try to bully you, threaten you, beat you.
Yes, that is.
Especially if it's a two-wheeler. And if a two-wheeler hits a pedestrian, the pedestrian will do. So it's a hierarchy.
Yeah, sometimes they just run away.
That's the problem. So that is not what we should have.
What a huge inspiration to me right now when you talked about humility as well. You have an array of knowledge, wisdom and experience. You can easily intimidate anybody, but you are so humble. How do you do that? How can I develop humility?
See, I don't know if I'm humble, but people generally think I'm very snobbish and stiff upper lip, as the British say. The reason being, as a young boy, and then as a student, and then as a working person, and then as a husband, as a father, and now grandfather, I am a very disciplined person. And I don't compromise on basics. For example, there are a lot of red lines around me. I have a lot of, I call it, in administration, I used to say Lakshman Rekha concept of administration. I have a lot of Lakshman Rekhas around myself.
Yeah.
What are they? I will not do wrong things.
Yeah.
And I will not compromise on my intellectual, moral and material integrity. I will not compromise. You tell me to, I've had so many fights with ministers and others
Yeah.
and bosses. They said, do it. I said, I will not do it.
Yeah.
No, I'm ordering you to do it. I said, give me in writing.
Yeah.
I'll give you in writing, I'll not do it. Then they said, get out. So I used to get kicked out.
Yeah.
So I was kicked out of many jobs.
Okay.
In some cases within weeks, but I would not compromise.
Yeah.
So people used to say he's a very haughty man, arrogant man. Look at Khwaja.
Yeah.
अरे क्या मुश्किल थी? अरे भाई मिनिस्टर बोल रहा था कर देते. दिमाग
Yeah.
खराब है उसका, अकड़ू है.
Huh.
That's the opposite of humility.
That is. Yeah.
In personal life, if you ask my children and you ask my spouse and all, they'll say, no, he's a very nice person, but you know, he's very strict. Like if he says कि भाई ये करना है इतने बजे तो करना है.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. So people like me are difficult to get on with in that sense, that we are very organized, methodical, systematic, disciplined, punctual. But genuine humility is when you sincerely feel,
Yeah.
and I'll give you a couplet of Bahadur Shah Zafar, the last Mughal emperor also. That is, you'll understand, and I'll explain to you what the couplet says. Genuine humility is when you really from inside feel that हाँ ये तो बड़ा अच्छा हुआ, मगर सब ऊपर वाले की कृपा थी. That is genuine humility. The moment you think, if I have achieved something, it's because of my efforts, it's not humility. It is all there.
Yeah.
So you may say Ishwar, Bhagwan, Allah, God, Thou.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. And second thing about genuine humility is in this couplet of Bahadur Shah Zafar, the last Mughal emperor. जो देखने चले दूसरों के ऐबो हुनर.
Okay.
जो देखने चले दूसरों के ऐबो हुनर.
Yes.
और फिर जो पड़ी अपनी बुराइयों पर नजर.
Okay.
तो नजर में कोई बुरा ना मिला. This is based on Kabir Das ji's दोहा.
Okay.
बुराई देखन जो चला.
Yes.
तो बुरा ना मिलिया कोई. जो आपन को देखा तो मुझसे बुरा ना कोई. So this means this is humility. This is the best definition.
Okay.
That we are all human beings. None of us is perfect. In fact, any human being who has more than 10 good qualities is an exceptional human being. So humility also will depend on, like in your case, when you wrote your first book, now I think you've authored about 10?
5.
5. Okay, 5. Now supposing then comes 6, then comes 7. And by the time you cross 10, you start feeling that you are 2 inches taller than what you actually are.
Yeah.
And you know, you start looking down on your class fellows. That's not humility.
Yeah, that's
humility
arrogance.
is that the more success so-called you get, the more humble you become. It's like the old saying in Hindi, आम का पेड़ अपना आम नहीं खाता.
Okay.
कुआं अपना पानी नहीं पीता. तो उसी तरीके से मनुष्य जो है वो अपने अच्छे कर्मों से जाना चाहिए, उससे जानना चाहिए उसको. I think that's the best definition of humility.
So Uncle, you have co-authored the book Change Management. So what inspired you to write this book?
Yes, wonderful question. Because the original book that we wrote, we means my senior author is a very wonderful gentleman called Mr. Moeed Siddiqui.
Yeah.
And he is a management guru. And what had happened when I was chairman and managing director, CMD for short, of Singareni Coalries Company Limited, SCCL for short. The interesting thing about Singareni is it's the oldest public sector mining company of India.
Okay.
It's the only coal company in South India. It was established, you won't believe this, in 1879.
Oh.
And it was under the name of Hyderabad Coal Company, Deccan Coal Company. Then in 1920, the name changed to Singareni. Now, Singareni is the name of the village where the coal was discovered.
Okay.
And then the government took it over, the Nizam's government took it over in 1945, just before independence. And later, the government of India acquired shares. So this is very interesting because it's a very old historical company. So when I was CMD, Mr. Mueez Siddiqui and I came in contact with one another. He used to come and take motivational sessions for our senior officers.
Okay.
And then he told me one day that, Khwaja Sahab, I'm writing a book on the Pygmalion manager and I want you to contribute a chapter. So later he said, no, why not we author a book together?
Okay.
So that's how the inspiration was Mueez Siddiqui. And then I told him, look, I'm not an author. I've never written a book. He said, no, but you are a very fluent speaker. You write so well. You can write. It's not difficult. So I found it pretty difficult. But my father, who is a very distinguished author and scholar, he guided me, encouraged me, and I wrote about 95 printed pages.
Okay.
Then this book luckily became a bestseller. And second edition came out in 2014, revised edition.
Yes.
And then what happened in 2022, Sage Publishing Company, they wound up their publishing of books completely from a scratch.
Okay.
So they handed back to all the authors their scripts and their copyrights.
Oh.
There were more than 1,800 authors.
Oh no.
And they told us, here's your book. If you want, you can get a fresh publisher.
Okay.
Luckily, I succeeded in getting a good publisher, Atlantic Publishers.
Okay.
They are Delhi-based.
Yeah.
And they published the book as it is, but they said, we want to change the name. I was not in favor. Mr. Siddiqui was not in favor. I think Acrobatics of Change is a more evocative title.
Yes.
But they changed it simply to Change Management. So it's in the market now since 23. So more than 2 years, doing reasonably well.
Yeah, yeah.
And the essence of that book is about strategies, techniques, execution, and leadership of change management. Mr. Siddiqui has written the theory and on the strategy and all that. I have contributed on my experience of Singareni Collieries.
Okay.
So my part is called Love Story of Singareni. And people were shocked. They said, how can you love a coal mining company? What is there to love in a coal company?
Yeah, yeah.
And I said, well, I loved it.
Yeah.
So that's the background.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting. So we had one earlier conversation where you told me that there were phrases. I was reading the table of contents and there were phrases like scarecrow, do not scarecrows. Or if you do not know where you're going, then any road can take you there.
Correct.
So for these phrases, I think you had told me that these are metaphors.
Yes.
I'm very excited. What do they mean?
Yes. See, these are in the first part of the book written by Mr. Siddiqui.
Okay.
So, for example, if you do not know where you are going, any road will take you there. Was said by a great, great Indian whose name is Lord Buddha. It was said by Lord Buddha.
Yeah.
Similarly, scarecrow does not scarecrows. I don't know who said it.
Yeah.
But here what it means is, it's a beautiful play on words. In singular, you say scarecrow.
Yeah.
And then you say scarecrows.
Yes.
So you can visualize a scarecrow in a field.
Yeah.
After some time, the crows realize, it's not alive. It's just a symbol. So it doesn't scare the crows.
Yeah.
So here what it means is, in the first case, it means your life must have a focus.
Yeah.
You must know where you're going, what are your objectives, many of the things you asked in the earlier part of our talk.
Yes.
In the second case, it means you can't bully people and you can't threaten people beyond a point. They know you are only a scarecrow, so it won't scare them. And the third, which is very important, is why can't you step into the same river twice? Now, this is philosophical. This is by Heraclitus, the great Greek philosopher king.
Okay.
And this is again more than 2,000 years old saying.
Oh.
So now visualize a river. River means running water.
Okay.
It's not a pond.
Of course.
It's a running river. The definition of a river is running water.
Okay.
So when you put one foot into it and take it out, and even if you put it back after 1 second, the river is not the same because the water is flowing. So it means, why can't you step into the same river twice? That means in life you can't expect the same situation same set of circumstances, or even if after some time similar circumstances are there, it's not necessary that what worked earlier will exactly work the next time.
Okay, my mother also tells me this, that a golden ticket, opportunities, they come and go. But if you do not catch those flying golden tickets, you do not catch those opportunities, then you'll lose one. You lose them. And I felt that this really connected with each other.
Similar thoughts.
Yeah, similar thoughts.
Yes.
So, Uncle, what was your favorite topic from the book and why?
My favorite topic has always been environmental sustainability.
Okay.
From a very young age, I have been very conscious, and I liked your story in your book about the paper.
Yeah.
You know, the grandpa taking the grandchild to the
boy who saved the environment.
To the mill where the paper is made. See, environment is unfortunately become a fashion statement for 99.99% people who do not understand anything. But they keep on saying environment and forests and wildlife and biodiversity and sustainability without understanding anything. There is a very simple saying in Hindustani, Jaan hai to jahan hai. Jaan means life, so jaan hai to jahan. When we are alive, then only the world is there for us. Those people who are no more alive, the world is still there, but they are not there. So unki jaan nahi hai, lekin jahan hai. So I have been saying for more than 20 years now, I have reversed this, and I say the paradigm now is jahan hai to jaan. You have to conserve the ecology, the planet, the stratosphere, everything. Because if you don't do that, jaan will anyway go. It's no longer jaan hai to jahan hai. It is jahan hai to jahan. And environment is, I've been very privileged. My total service in the Ministry of Environment and Forests has been 8.5 years in 2 stints. Then I have also been a Hubert Humphrey Fellow in the University of Minnesota in the United States, where I studied environmental management.
Yes.
Then I have also worked as member secretary of the Andhra Pradesh State Pollution Control Board, where I was hands-on. In fact, out of my 38 years in the IAS, directly or indirectly, some 18 years is in this field. So that's my passion, even today. And if that one message you can spread through your books, through your talks, through your interfaces, through your podcasts, through your friendship groups and all this, sensitize people to the fact that the world is already well into its 6th mass extinction phase. This is scientific. Simple examples are melting of the polar caps, be it the North Pole or the South Pole. The changed climate, what is called climate change, global, warming, and hazardous chemicals and substances, cancer, for example.
Yes.
In India, cancer today is the biggest killer, not heart attacks. All this is because of environmental reasons. So that is my passion, and I hope it continues till my last breath.
Me too, because I truly love the environment. Since child as well, I truly love the environment. In our classes, we are taught about the environment. How does it, about its aspects, about pollution, how because of the neglections we had talked earlier about the pollution, where we just throw things around out of the dustbin, anywhere we feel, it's all taken away to the riverside. It's all taken away to the oceans, the seas, the beaches, and that has killed, I think, 7.6 billion animals, sea animals, and 60% of the animals have died. And it's very disheartening to know that how we, because of our negligence, because we are not reusing the items that we can use, we are so I think we've heard about plastic. So plastic, it takes millions of years to decompose, and in the water we drink, they're microplastics.
Absolutely.
They're minute plastics that we consume.
Whatever
and that harm our body.
whatever you have said so far is 100% correct. I would sum it up in one sentence as an Indian. And 99.99% Indians do not look at it like that and do not think like that. India is 2.4% of the entire planet's habitable landmass. 2.4% of the entire habitable landmass.
Okay.
But we support nearly 18% of humanity.
Yes.
So our population, we have overtaken China 2 years back as the most populous nation on the planet.
Yeah.
Now this is the dilemma. 2.4% of the habitable landmass supporting 18% of the human population. So automatically roti, kapda or makan, consumption.
Yes.
Food, shelter. Look at United States of America. US occupies about 6% of the world's habitable landmass.
Okay.
And now the population is about 35 crores.
Yeah.
Ours is over 145 now. So they support, just 2% or so of the, or 2.5% of the global population, with nearly 6% of the landmass. We are 2.4%, almost 1/3, and we support, so if you take 35 also, 35, so 5 times more or 6 times more nearly.
Okay.
So this is the real challenge. And the waste which you are talking about, municipal solid waste, garbage, all these, that we generate, the energy we consume. And one thing in parting I must mention to you, AI and AI.
Yes.
All these meta centers, data centers, they are power guzzlers and water guzzlers.
Okay.
And today they are the biggest threat to the environment.
Yeah.
You can ask your dad and mom to, tell you more about this. You can go to Grok and you can find out. You can go to ChatGPT and find out. They are so destructive for the environment because they process so much of information in not a second, a split second.
So I'm looking forward to read your book, Change Management, and your future book for aspiring IAS officers. I really look forward to read that, and I also wish you and your team success and luck. And thank you so much for being here. And without further ado, I would like to start our fun segment. So we will enter the fun segment. I will ask you some questions which you need to answer quickly. So it's like rapid fire. Are you ready?
Sir.
A quality that every leader must have.
Integrity and humility.
That's true. One word that describes you best.
A trier, a doer.
A habit you never skip in the morning.
Some light exercise.
Your favorite childhood memory.
My grandparenting and the house in which I grew up and meeting all these great people.
Oh, one superpower you wish you had.
Superpower?
Yes.
Goodness, nobility, humility.
Oh. Your proudest moment.
Trying to be most humble.
An inspiring quote you live by.
The power of one. Never given.
Okay. I have one quote. So when I was writing my 5th book, The Mellifluous Odyssey, so I was writing one quote, and my father introduced me to this quote. Your thoughts become your karma. Your karma becomes your habit. Your habit becomes your character. And your character becomes your destiny.
Yes, with the grace of God, I would add. That's the most important thing, the grace of God.
The grace of God.
Yes.
Because this is one beautiful quote that came across. It is extremely beautiful. And I would say karma and dharma. Yeah.
In the Indian context, are two sides of the same coin.
Yeah.
Good karma is good dharma. Dharma doesn't mean religion within quotes in the current context. Dharma means one's duty. That's what your dad was conveying to you.
What is one thing that always makes you smile?
Well, looking at cheerful human beings like you, I always smile.
Thank you. If leadership was the book, what would be the title of your book?
The Power of One.
So now it's choose one. So I'll give you some options and you have to choose one. But like again, you have to answer quickly. Books or movies?
Books.
Early mornings or late nights?
Early mornings.
Strategy or spontaneity?
Strategy.
Tea or coffee?
Tea.
History or geography?
History.
Leader or listener?
Well, that's difficult. Unless you are a good listener, you can't be a good leader. So both.
Okay. Calm thinker or expressive talker?
Again, unless you are a calm thinker, you cannot be an expressive speaker or talker. So I would say combine, meld it into one sentence. Both.
1 + 1 equals to fun. So I will give you one word, alright, and you have to give another word that first comes to your mind. I'll give you an example. So if I say bike, the first word that comes to your mind is breeze. Ready?
Bike, breeze.
Inspiration.
Deep contemplation.
Courage.
Ability to act correctly.
Kindness.
Empathetic, sympathetic in your actions.
Challenge.
Trying to be a better learner and more humble.
India.
It's a combination of some of the best things and some of the bad things, but in one word, well, it's a cliched term, but unity in diversity.
Okay. Family.
Family is at the top. Unless you are a family person, you can't be good to others. You have to be good.
Books.
Well, books, though, I have always been into books from a very young age. And books is my favorite.
Honesty.
Very challenging, very difficult, but better to be honest.
Dreams.
Wish somebody could interpret my dreams.
Failure.
Learn more from failure. You learn more from failure than success.
Gratitude.
Should be eternally present.
Joy.
Part of the journey, not a byproduct, not an end in itself.
Wow, Uncle, you were so swift. I truly enjoyed it. Uncle, it was a blessing to have you here with us. The knowledge and wisdom you gave, enlightening us with leadership skills and values, government services, and most importantly, we learned how to be humble from you. It feels like we are creating chapters of a new book, and I hope when I grow up, I go author with you.
Sure, God willing. I also enjoyed, Ridhaan, being with a young, spirited, talented, creative, expressive, and well-rounded person.
Oh.
All good wishes and blessings to you. God bless you always.
Thank you so much. Friends, one small advice from my side. Have humility when you treat people, how you treat people, and always believe in gratitude. Thank you. Rajen Uncle and Ridhhaan Jaiin signing off.
Okay, thank you.